William calling from Wiwibloggs. Today there is big news for all of you fans of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. That's because 13 countries have been revealed and they will compete in the 2020 edition of the contest. Now it's going to be hosted in Warsaw, which is of course in Poland, which won Junior Eurovision last year. But the 13 artists and acts, they'll be competing at studios at home, and that has major implications for the adult contest in 2021. Should we talk about it? Let's do this! That was out of tune. Yes, you guys, the world continues to adapt to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, and with that, the EBU is also having to adapt. Today, they revealed that the contest will not be staged as normal. This is what Martin Osterdahl, the executive supervisor of the event, had to say. Travel restrictions and the ongoing issues relating to the COVID-19 pandemic mean regrettably we cannot bring all the artists to Poland to compete in person at the Junior Eurovision Song Contest this year. We are determined, however, that the show must go on and that this competition, held annually since 2003, must continue. Despite the changes this year, all the talented youngsters chosen to represent their countries will still have an equal chance to shine. And as is tradition, families from around the world will be able to vote for their favorite songs online. So Poland, which won last year, will still have the honor of hosting the event. There will be hosts and interval acts performing in Warsaw, and all the crew who are there, they're going to be socially distanced, they'll be wearing masks, they'll be following all the health and safety guidelines. To protect the health of all the artists and ensure the competition can still take place in a fair and safe way, all the competing songs will be performed in a studio in each participating country. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking that's not fair, that some countries with more money might have better studios, but thankfully all the broadcasters who are competing in Junior Eurovision 2020 have agreed to use the same staging setup, so you're not going to have one kid singing on top of a mountain and another kid singing in a broom closet. Let's quickly review the 13 countries who have agreed to compete this year. They are Armenia, Belarus, France, Georgia, Germany, Kazakhstan, Malta, Poland, Russia, Serbia, Spain, the Netherlands, and Ukraine. And sadly, there are, of course, lots of countries that are not going to be participating this year. Many of them have already come out and said that sadly, because of the uncertainty surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, they weren't going to take the risk of, either organizing a national selection or indeed of traveling to a contest had that been an option. Those countries who are out this year include Albania, Australia, Ireland, Italy, North Macedonia, Portugal, and Wales. Prior to today's reveal of the 13 participating countries, Albania and Italy had not said what they were going to do. Portugal had said they would likely participate if it happens, but they are not on this list. And curiously, Belarus, which previously was kind of silent amid the ongoing protests over the disputed re-election of President Alexander Lukashenko, they have now confirmed that they will be participating. There is a lot of reaction coming in on the Wiwibloggs social media channels. Over on the Wiwibloggs Twitter, Hero writes, "I think this is a great idea. I don't see anything wrong in it." Over on our Instagram, David Vonderford Official says, "EBU destroys all contests." Writing on the Wiwibloggs website, Nobody Important says, "I'm upset, but it's completely understandable. I just hope they fix the whole online voting for your own country mess so that some countries won't have a massive advantage. Cough, Poland." Sam says, "It's amazing to see Belarus continuing their participation. Wouldn't be surprised if it changes. I would be devastated if both North Macedonia and Belarus withdrew. They're my two favorite countries at JESC." We should point out that countries that have withdrawn this year, it's not likely to be permanent. Australia has been very passionate about Junior Eurovision in recent years, but given the distance that they would have had to travel and amid all the uncertainty with coronavirus a few months ago, it makes sense that they previously withdrew. But today's announcement raises a new question, which is, did countries know that this was going to be an option, that they could perform remotely? ReeseBoy_2003 writes on our Instagram, "So Australia could have participated. Why didn't we know this sooner?" So our contacts in Australia are asleep, so it is unclear if they knew this was an option. Some of you have suggested on our website that perhaps they wouldn't want to wake up so early to perform live in a studio. Now, obviously, staging Junior Eurovision 2020 in a studio remotely has raised a lot of questions about Eurovision 2021. At the end of Europe Shine a Light back in May, producers revealed that Rotterdam will host the Eurovision Song Contest 2021 in some capacity, no matter what. Very clearly, JESC 2020 is like a testing ground to see how this would work and if it is possible. For many years, Junior Eurovision has been a testing ground for the EBU on things from voting systems, production things, behind the scenes, and once again, it's fulfilling that role. Writing on Twitter, Hero says, I really hope this won't have to be the case at Rotterdam 2021, but it's good to see that the EBU is bringing different options on the table. Evo_Rev says, but they couldn't do that with the regular ESC? He is, of course, referring back to May when the contest was canceled, and officials said they didn't want to stage a contest online because it wouldn't be bringing people together. Now, the EBU is getting a lot of flack from this today, but I think we need to rewind and be a bit sensitive to the conditions that were taking place back in March. This pandemic was new, it was terrifying, there was so much uncertainty. You know, at the time, people were saying, oh, let's just push the contest back to August or September. That would have been a disaster. I think we have to respect their decision to cancel Eurovision previously because the landscape has changed significantly. Thankfully, we know a lot more about the virus now, and while there are still great risks and we need to take precautions, at least we're better prepared to attempt to stage events such as this. Now, about the remote performances, Wiwiblogger Robin says on Twitter, could this format have been used for ESC 2020? No. The 2020 rules specifically described the contest as involving live arena shows. However, the 2021 rules are more flexible. ESC_NL raises another point. Writing on our Instagram, he says, to the people that question whether home performances should have been done with ESC back in 2020 because it is able for JESC, in what world is JESC the same caliber as ESC? JESC is mainly for children having fun, whereas there is way more at stake at ESC. Besides that, JESC had no stage yet, whereas ESC, everything was in their late stages of organizing. Think people, use your brains. And our friend Adrian Kavanagh over in Ireland, he says, always suspected that might well be the case for this year's contest, a potential trial run ahead of next year's Senior Eurovision maybe? Would be interesting to see if changes in contest rules allow countries that withdrew earlier, such as Australia, Ireland, Wales, etc., to take part. You know, it is a good question. We're going to assume that the EBU presented this option to those countries that withdrew over the uncertainty of COVID-19, but we have not yet confirmed that. In any case, do you guys think that a remote Junior Eurovision will still have the excitement and intensity of a regular in-person contest? Are you feeling bad for the artist? Are you feeling great for the artist because now they get to share their talents with the world even if it's not in Warsaw? Let us know here on Wiwibloggs. The Eurovision season is heating up and we'll be back with many, many more videos. We have been on a slight hiatus because Lord knows we all got to rest. But stay tuned, more videos are coming. We cannot wait to turn up the fire. Okay, y'all, #move the world. We'll see you later. Bye!